What's up, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday so far. Hey, we are fresh off of St. Pete, and can I just say that was incredible. It was an amazing weekend. God really just carried our momentum from last year, and I attribute that to the prayers. We cannot thank you enough and ask you enough to continue to partner with us in prayer over this season. It's going to be a really special year, and we're so excited for what God has in store. But we did get to experience some pretty great things this past weekend, and one of those really impacted me personally. I wanted to share with you today. I had the opportunity to bring a couple of guys from my church down to St. Pete, father and his sons, and they'd been to a race before, I believe, but they haven't really been around it very much or very close, and so they got to come down to the pits, and it was on race day right before morning warm-up, and I could hear it in the radio in my ear. They were about to go green, the motors are running, the ground's shaking, and all of a sudden, the starter goes green with the track, and Ryan Hunter-Reay just lights it up and blazes out of the pit stall along with all the other 23 cars. It was a cool moment, and I look over at him, and man, there is just a grin ear to ear. And y'all probably remember that, right? The first time you went to a race or really got close to the action and got to experience that. It was neat to see something that was pretty unfamiliar to them, and just how cool it is. And honestly, in that moment, I felt a little convicted because, we get to go to a lot of races, and we get to be down in the pit lane, and we get to experience a lot of cool things, and sometimes they just become normal. And it's just what we do, and it loses a little bit of its specialness. Now, keep in mind, we're always grateful for this and the opportunities that we have, but when you experience it over and over and over, it can become just kind of mundane and just normal daily life. And seeing that smile on his face really took me back. It took me back because it reminded me of what I get to be a part of is really special. And so it brought me to a place of worship, a place of gratitude with the Lord, but it also caused me to think about my walk with Jesus. Do I treat my walk with Jesus so mundane, so normal, where I experience it day in and day out? It is what it is. Does treating my walk with Jesus like it's normal, how much is it really bringing me joy in that moment? It's like when Ryan Hunter-Reay lit up those tires and there were just smiles ear to ear. Do I get that same smile when I have an encounter of the risen Lord? When I dig into His Word, when I get on my knees and pray, when I'm in worship together with other believers, am I getting that joy? And so today, if I could encourage you in one thing, and this is something God's working on my own heart with, is just to find that joy. It's just to be reminded of God's goodness, and don't treat coming into His presence like it's normal, because it's not. We get to come into the presence of a holy and a righteous God that loves us so much. And man, what a blessing that is. And just to walk with Jesus each and every day. We should reflect that gratitude. There should be smiles on our faces, ear to ear. Because this God, this holy and righteous God, loves us, not because of what we do, not because of who we are, but because of our right standing in Jesus. Now, I just want to encourage you today. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday. We can't wait to see you back next week as we prepare to get ready for Circuit of the Americas. Have a wonderful week.